we had a crazy golf team in high school. And not only just myself, but we had 4 other really, really good players. And even we have, a few bench spots. Even like deep into the bench, they were good. So if, we weren't needing to, play one person in the day if they couldn't, then we were good all the way through. But we ended up, I'm sure you played high school golf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite parts of high school.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, you go to the golf course after school and just stay there all day.
Yeah.
But, you probably know then about like a regional championships, like maybe we call it ECCs. It's Eastern Connecticut Conference. Like you guys have a conference here. Besides states, there's like a separation of the two, right?
There was a tournament at like a school like north of where I was at. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like as like the final one.
Yeah. Okay. So, we had me coming into it. I was on varsity from freshman till senior, and we had 2 really good twins, who had created some crazy run before I got there. And by the end of it, we had won 7 in a row for our like conference thing. And we had won our first state championship in 2016. And that was the first time I think it was the first time our golf team had ever won a state championship. And then we won our second one in 2018. And that was won in a playoff, which was pretty crazy.
And you were part of that?
Yeah, it was wild. It
really?
was absolutely crazy. And
you have like a moment that you're like, remember that you could like take us there for a second?
Yeah. So we were on our second playoff hole, and I had hit my tee shot really nice. And I was in the fairway, and I had about a pitching wedge, and it was like 150-ish. And I blew it over the green. And the green is like a level, like a raised green. And then if you go over it, it just falls off about 20 or 30 feet down below into the trees. And I remember my coach saying, don't play it farther than that. Like, don't hit it farther than that. Just play it to the front of the green and be safe with it. And I wanted to try and put it close, and I blew it over the green. So I ended up, like, duffing a chip to barely get it back up onto that surface, but I was still in the rough. And my teammate Dylan walked over to me and looked me in the eyes, and without breaking eye contact, grabbed the pin and lifted it out, which means he wanted me to hole it. And he lifted it out and walked away with it, and I chipped it and walked in a chip.
No way.
Yeah.
And then you guys won?
Yeah. No, that wasn't the winning one, but that was to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it.
And after that, I ended up, this is the last playoff hole. I ended up like pulling my tee shot a little left. It was a par 3 about 180 yards or so, and I pulled my tee shot a little left of the green. And I ended up chipping it back over onto the green, but my teammate Dylan ended up making the last putt, and then I made my putt too, and we ended up winning it in the playoff, which was ridiculous. It was a crazy day.
Oh, that's so fun.
Good memories.
I love that. That's like, when I look back at high school, I'm like, man, the funnest times were just golf, because none of the school crap was around. It was just your homies with a really hard game that, like, it's a very level-headed game. Like, you could be the best and then also the worst in the same week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of it's mental, too.